Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And thank you for tuning in to catch my drift here at Wham Talk 1600. And you can call in 734-822-1600 if you have anything that you want to talk about. And what we do here on the Drift every Saturday is talk about the news that we put on thedailydrift.com. And if you're not going there, you should be. It's the news you need to know. So get it, read it, and share it on your social media. And if you missed the show live Saturday afternoon here, you can catch it at rednationrising.us Saturday and Sunday evenings at rednationrising.us. That's the Liberty Radio schedule, so check it out there. Let's take care of a little business. Our sponsor this half hour, J&M Landscaping and Tree Division Service. Pay no attention to the coupon dates in the August coupon for the current there. They're wrong. They're still good. But if you've got a lot that needs to be cleared, or you got a tree that needs to be trimmed, or a tree that needs to be taken down, please give Jason a call at 248-640-7029. That's 248-640-7029. Or you can go to the web, jandmlandscapingmi.com. They did a big tree for me in my backyard. Jason and his guys did a great job. They've got over 25 years of experience. They do commercial and residential, and they have referral discounts available. And let me tell you, the rates are very reasonable. So fully licensed and insured. They take MasterCard and Visa. 248-640-7029. Get those trees down before the winter comes and knocks them down for you. So save yourself a little trouble and get that done. Okay, so I wanted to start out today with talking about Michigan and whether Michigan's in play or not. And for me, I'm a little aggravated. Derek, I got to say, I'm not happy that we're not seeing a little more Trump action here. I've talked to the Trump people and said, there's a good chance you can win Michigan. How come you're not spending some time and money and advertising here? They just don't seem to be doing that. But I've got an article that I put up on the Daily Drift, and if you're not going there, you should be. Michigan polls are showing opposition to an increase in refugees, and that is what's powering the latest Trump surge, because they're saying there's a 3-point difference now between Hillary and Trump here in the state of Michigan. And frankly, if you're like me, I don't believe these polls. I think they're heavily weighted with Democrats. I don't think they're honest polls, most of them, including this Epic MRA. They looked at 600 likely Michigan voters in the usually reliably Democratic state. All right, we're right there. They're probably putting more in. I haven't dug deep into their polling to see what they're doing, but 38 to 35, and that's within the 4-point margin of error in that poll. And part of the reason is people in Michigan are a little worried. We have still a high unemployment rate here. It's gotten better with the Republicans in the legislature and Governor Snyder. Rhino Rick is doing a pretty decent job on the whole. But there's another reason that people, if you go into Detroit is still a disaster, folks. You can say Mike Duggan's doing a little better job than normal. I think things are kind of improving in Detroit, but there's a long, long way to go. And unemployment is still high for the youth. Unemployment is high for Detroiters. And I think people are starting to realize that after 50 years, this Democratic nonsense that we've been voting in and again is just not happening. And to make matters worse, you get the Clintons, right? And the Clintons think they have a solution here. And so we caught Bill, right? And he's online. You can see this at thedailydrift.com or YouTube or wherever you want to go. Derek, you got that first track ready. This is Bill Clinton being interviewed in front of the Clinton Global Initiative, and he's talking about Detroit. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Former President Bill Clinton suggested that Detroit use Syrian refugees to rebuild the city at the Clinton Global Initiative in February.
The truth is the big loser in this over the long run is going to be Syria. This is an enormous opportunity for Americans. Detroit has 10,000 empty, structurally sound houses. 10,000. And a lot of jobs to be had repairing those houses. But Detroit just came out of bankruptcy, and the mayor's trying to do an innovative sort of urban homesteading program there. But it just gives you an example of what could be done. And I think any of us who've ever had any personal experience with either Syrian Americans or Syrian refugees think it's a pretty good deal.
Clinton avoided the fact that more than 90% of Middle Eastern refugees are on food stamps and more than two-thirds are on cash welfare.
I know what caused all the fear and reluctance. It was Paris.
All right, so there's the stupidity of Bill Clinton. He immediately wants to say people are jaded and racist or discriminating against Muslims from the Middle East because of the Paris attacks. Well, number one, that's probably kind of true, maybe a little bit. But the other thing is people in Detroit don't have jobs. They don't have homes. If you're willing to give 10,000 structurally sound abandoned homes in Michigan to refugees, why in the heck would you not give that to people of Detroit who already live there and are renting or not making it on their own? Why would you give it to somebody else instead of our own people, Mr. Clinton? If you have all that money at the Clinton Foundation, why don't you set up a program here in Detroit, make those homes available, make a job training program to help these people fix up the homes. We've got thousands and thousands of people in Detroit who could take those homes over as is, train them to fix them. Why do you have to have a refugee come in and do it? You got to ask yourself something. Why would he want refugees to come in to take those places instead of giving it to the people who already live here, the underprivileged in Detroit, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever? We've got enough people right here who are in need, Mr. Clinton. Take your Clinton Global Initiative, of which you're spending little on charity, and spend it here at home. How about the Clinton U.S. charity? Take care of your own people first, Mr. Clinton. Put your money where your mouth is. You love to have the Democratic votes from the black African-American community. And yet, instead of doing something with your Clinton Global Initiative funds to help Detroit and to help Detroiters who are already here and citizens, you want to bring in refugees and give them those homes. Yeah, imagine what that would send a signal to the black American community. Really? I've been sitting here in Detroit my whole life, not being able to make it or barely scraping by, and you're just going to give this home next door and training to a Syrian refugee. That's not right. But listen, if you're African American and you're in Detroit and you can listen to the show, or you know somebody who can listen to the show, that's what I'm talking about. This is what the Democrats do. All they're trying to do is get your vote. They could care less about you. This is right out of Bill Clinton's mouth, the man that you admire so much. This is what the Clintons do. They don't care about you. They're looking for the next set of voters, the refugees. They know if they take care of the refugees, they'll be able to fool them for a couple of decades and get their votes. That's what'll happen. I'm outraged. When I read this, and this is the kind of stuff you should go, the Daily Drift, take your blood pressure medication before you go there. But definitely, you have to look at it this way. They don't care about you. They don't care about Americans. Let's take a call from Ken, who wants to talk about Syrian refugees. Ken from Livonia. Welcome to the show, Ken.
Yeah, I just want to comment. Now, I have actually spoken to pastors that are affiliated with the Antiochian Orthodox Church, which they're Syrian, and they have ties to the Christians in Syria. And the Antiochian Church has been screaming, but no one wants to listen to them. They've been screaming that these people that we want to bring into America, these Muslim refugees, and we're not bringing in the Christians, we're bringing in the Muslims. They've been screaming that, hey, these are people who have been killing the Christians in Syria. These are people that have been burning down what's left of the Christian churches in Syria. And I'm telling your audience, think about this. What do you think is going to happen in America as we continue to bring in these same people?
Yeah, same thing. And here's the striking. I just saw this the other day, and I think I put it up on the Daily Drift. Out of the 110,000 Syrian refugees we brought in this year, guess how many were Christian?
Probably 1%.
56.
There you go.
Not even 1%. 56. And we hear it all the time. It's the Christians who are being burned in cages, raped, pillaged, and destroyed and murdered. And yet we're bringing in 56 out of 100,000? Really? It's not even 1%. What, Barack Obama, all I can say is you, sir, are a discriminator because you are not bringing in the Christians. And you got to ask yourself why. Once again, ask yourself why.
Well, that's easy. Barack Obama was raised in a Muslim school in Indonesia, and Barack Obama, unfortunately, embraces Islam. And once again, people, check your history. For 1,400 years, those who are devout, faithful followers of the teachings of Islam have been trying to kill everybody else.
Yeah.
That's a historical fact.
Yeah, and let me tell you this, too. When people say Barack Obama is not a Muslim, I'm going to say this. If you are a Muslim, and the 1.2 or 4 billion Muslims that are in the world, if you are born to a Muslim father, you are Muslim, unless you go apostate. Now, I don't know that Barack Obama has ever formally gone apostate. But he was born to a Muslim father, and for 1.4 billion people on this planet, Barack Obama is a Muslim, whether you like it or not. So I don't care if people say, oh, he became a Christian. Well, you know what? Let's see when was he baptized and everything else. I want to see that. Until then, I think he's a Muslim.
Well, the fact is, now, the Bible says you know them by their fruit. And when I look at Barack Obama, there is no way he's a Christian. His behavior tells me he is not a Christian.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact is the man believes in murdering babies. And that is not a Christian way of thinking.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, Ken, great call as always, man. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Take care. Let's take a call from Bill in Brighton. Rob in Brighton. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They want to get as many voters over here that will vote straight ticket Democrat. So in Bill Clinton's mind, these people that would be putting in Detroit, these Syrian refugees, these would be potential voters for Chelsea.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is the fundamental change that Barack Obama promised us, isn't it?
Yep. They'll be voting for Chelsea in about 8 or 12 years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Rob, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, it doesn't get any simpler than that, folks. They know that they've screwed the African-American community for so many years that they're getting ready to change. And you're seeing it this election finally. You're getting to see black pastors speaking up and saying, you know what, we're going with Trump. We're not going to go with the Democrats because they've been lying to us for 50 years. This has done nothing to help the African-American community. Let's take a call from Will in Ypsilanti. Will, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's my Saturday call, brother.
There you go, Will. How you doing?
You know much? I'm doing great. Every time I listen to this show, I learn something new. Hey, I was going to talk to you about Bill Clinton, but can I address this issue of these Syrians coming over here? One of the things is, has anybody asked the people in that area if they really want them? I think I might have called last week or the week before, and I have several friends that grew up in Dearborn, go to the mosque, and they're having a big problem with this. And it's not being discussed because it never gets out of Dearborn. But they have these people that are trying to take over their mosques, and they're like, and then they're trying to sort of, from what they say, they won't exactly say it, that they're trying to enact a Sharia law here. And that becomes a problem. And, they're also overwhelming our system with regards to welfare, too, because doggone well that when they get here, that's the first thing that Obama wants them to do.
Yeah.
I just want to hear what you have to say about that.
Yeah, well, you heard it on that clip a minute ago. Bill Clinton is ignoring the fact that 90% of Middle Eastern refugees coming to this country today, 90%, that's 9 out of 10, are on assistance. And 2/3 are getting cash assistance. How about cash assistance for our people in Detroit if you're going to give money away and promote people to just stay at home and do nothing for money? How about giving it to the people we already got?
Exactly. And another thing is why, I want to know, what do they bring to the table? What skills? What are we doing to vet these people? I mean, I know Obama wants to overwhelm our system. I know he does. But, what can we do? I want to know if you know anything about the state level, and if you don't mind, I'm going to hang up and listen. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
All right. I don't know what we can do other than get out and vote. This, the one thing we can